Hi, guys. Um, you are going to hear chapter 5 from Max Malone Makes a Million. Remember, I told you to pay attention to what he's doing well or what maybe somebody else is doing well in order to sell a product and what mistakes are being made because you will be creating your own product or service. So, searching for seashells. Pure profit, said Max. We get the shells for free and then we sell them. They were walking their bikes along the shore and they were barefoot. Gentle waves slapped at their feet and tickled their toes. I just wish we could find them already, said Gordy. All we ever see are pebbles. Ouch, said Max, rubbing his foot. And some of them are sharp, too. Max had been in at the beach lots of times. And thinking about it now, he didn't remember ever seeing any seashells. But maybe it was because he had been looking for any. They walked along the beach, getting slapped by kids or splashed by kids who were jumping into the water. They walked along. Little kids were digging in the sand, probably trying to reach China, Max thought, after all that time when they had done that when they were little. Well, Max and Gordy kept their eyes open for seashells, conch shells, like Austin had sold, any kind of shells. There were none. There was nothing but pebbles and tiny pieces of shells that looked like eggshells. Wet and sandy, and with their bike bags empty, Max and Gordy pedaled home. Rosalie was lying on the grass in front of the house. She was reading Gone with the Wind. Max had bought it for her at one of Miss Filbert's garage sales. You look like a drowned rat, she said when she glanced up from her book. We just came from the beach, Max explained. We were looking for seashells, like Austin had, but we couldn't find any. Rosalie began rolling on the grass and laughing hysterically. You were looking for conch shells in Lake Michigan? I can't believe it. She rolled around some more and then sat up. You can't find those kinds of shells at the lake. You've got to go to the ocean. She started laughing all over again. That Rosalie, she was always acting like such a know-it-all. When he had made his millions, he would buy her a house of her own. At least he thought he would. Then he wouldn't have to live with her anymore. Thanks for telling me, said Max. I'll just go see if I can find an ocean somewhere. Max and Gordy did not go looking for an ocean. Gordy went home, and later Max went looking for Austin. He didn't have to look far. He found him sitting on the curb in front of his house, counting money, like real money. Not just nickels, dimes, and quarters, but actual dollar bills. Hey, Austin, said Max, where did you get all that money? Coming back. Rosalie laughing her head off. Poor guys. So, where do you think he got all that money? From the bank, said Austin. I changed all my coins for dollar bills. The coins were getting too heavy. You earned a lot of money yourself. Sure, some from the lemonade and some from the seashells, Austin said. That was a nice shell you sold my mom, Max said. Did you get it from the ocean? No, said Austin. From the pet store. That was my source. That was the source. Hmm. And I bought it in quantity. That It's cheaper that way. 30 shells to a package. I paid $2 and I sold every shell for a quarter. So 30 shells and each one's a quarter. How much money would he have? Quantity is buying in a big bulk sum. So you buy a bunch for cheap, kind of like when maybe parents go to Sam's Club or Costco or something. You can buy a bigger pack of something and it per roll of toilet paper, for example, or per bag of chips. You can get a whole bunch of those little bags of chips there. And it's cheaper than buying them individually or in smaller packages per bag. So Austin divided his money into two piles. I'm saving some and spending some, he said, running into his house and back out again. See you later, Max. I'm going to the pet store. For more shells? Max asked. No, said Austin. I don't need any more. I've already sold to most of the people in the neighborhood, and I'm not allowed to go to strangers' houses. Now I'm going to buy something I've always wanted, a red spotted newt. Max stood at the curb and watched Austin run down the street. It wasn't fair. First Anthony Baker and now Austin Healy. Everyone, it seemed, was making money except Max Malone. So what did we learn you should do or should not do? We learned a little bit of both in that chapter. So not only do we need to know our product, we need to know if we can buy a bunch of it cheap and sell it for a little bit more. It has to be quality. You have to know your market. You have to know when and where to sell it. You wouldn't sell lemonade on a cold day, cold, rainy day. That would not work. But a hot summer day makes a lot more sense. But also go where there's going to be people that are really hot and sweaty, willing to do that. So that is the end of chapter 5. Can't wait to see what happens to Max and Gordy in chapter